what is happening in the subsector is what has restored this subsector. And we almost lost it. In fact, we are also in the process of bringing back the Coffee Board of Kenya. Again, at the Alpha, we almost lost the coffee subsector. These sectors are so important to our economy, they need to stand on their own. It was a wrong policy decision to collapse critical subsectors under one umbrella body. And I want to say I am very happy with what is going on in this subsector, and the board is doing a good job, and please continue doing so. We need to be very aggressive in our marketing. We have to go out of our way, and when we appointed new ambassadors and high commissioners, and the president addressed them, and I did also talk to them, changed our approach to diplomacy. 80% of our ambassadors and high commissioners, 80% of their work is to look for markets for our produce, expand the existing ones, and create new markets where there is potential. And in matters tea, I am personally keeping a close watch on what is happening in all countries that uptake our tea. I'll shortly be going to Iran to unlock the challenges that have befell our tea. Iran is a heavy consumer of orthodox tea from this country, but there are issues that they need to be unlocked at the top level echelons of government, and I will be going to Iran personally, specifically to make sure that whatever issues are there are straightened, they're ironed out, so that we can resume exporting tea to Iran and the other nearby countries. So I want to say that we have been talking to KTDA and players that we want to work hand in hand in stamping our presence and authority in the world stage, because our tea is the best in the world, yet its presence is not to the level that it should have been. So this is something that we'll continue working on. Again, on issues of orthodox tea, I've told KTDA, the national government is willing to partner with our factories and the county governments. And we agree on a shared contribution where the national government will put some money, the counties will put some money, and the factories will put some money to come up with an orthodox tea production line so that we can be able to get more money to the farmer. Because that tea is is required a lot, and the prices are better. So that is something that we are going to discuss so that we see what to do. In matters hawking of tea, we have given very clear instructions to officers of the National Government Administration and the various county security and intelligence committees to give every support to the Tea Board of Kenya to make sure that those who are engaged in tea hawking are eradicated from the sector, because that has been a big challenge. And I am told, and I have got information, that a lot of progress has been made. There is no let-up. We'll continue working with Tea Board of Kenya, with our officers, to make sure that all those people engaging in the illegal activity of tea hawking are apprehended and have their day in court, so that we can protect the sector from criminal elements who want to reap where they have not sown. Again, President William Ruto, on assuming office, came up with a brilliant strategy on how to bring down the cost of production by subsidizing fertilizer. The president made a very wise decision that you cannot subsidize consumption because it's not sustainable. And that is how he came up with a program. Fertilizer that was 7,000 shillings came to 3,500, now it's 2,500. We urge KTDA also, because of the economies of scale and the large quantities of fertilizer that they buy for onward transmission to the tea farmer, to use the leverage of economies of scale to get the right fertilizer that will fit the soils at the right price so that the farmer can get the benefit. And with bringing down the cost of production, that will assist the farmer to earn a little bit more. In matters stability of the tea subsector, we have been very deliberate as an administration to make sure we don't allow anybody to destabilize the subsector. We are working with people who are in office because that is the right thing to do, and will continue doing so. However, the time for elections in KTDA are almost here, and I want to say that farmers must be allowed the opportunity to decide who will manage their affairs, because Kenya is a democratic country, and again, is in accordance with the articles of association and memorandum of the factory. So when the time comes, the government will supervise the elections to make sure that there is no interruption, there is nobody who is interfering with the orderly way elections are supposed to be conducted. Again, court cases have frustrated reforms in the subsector, and in Kericho, we did agree with all the stakeholders that they will withdraw the cases before court to allow the reforms to be beneficial to the farmer. Some have, unfortunately, others have not. I want to call upon all the stakeholders who mean well for the Kenyan farmer, who genuinely mean well for the Kenyan farmer, to please withdraw those cases and allow these reforms to be implemented fully for the benefit of the Kenyan farmer. Those who are in KTDA who want to run for elections, they are free to do so, but they cannot run for elections when they have taken the organization to court. It is absurd that we are using farmers' money to sort out individual issues. People who want to lead, people who are greedy for power, take farmers to courts. We have to pay lawyers from the farmers' earnings. It is not right, it is unethical, it's immoral. You cannot say that you mean well for the Kenyan farmer, yet you take the farmer to court and use his or her earnings to prosecute your matter in court against the farmer. So as an administration, we will be very reluctant, and I don't think we can allow anybody who has taken the farmers to court to run for office. If you want to run for office, please leave court and go to the farmers and seek mandate. And if the farmers in their wisdom decide that you have the capacity to lead them, they will allow you to lead them. But you cannot take the farmers to court, use their resources to prosecute them in court, and come and say you want to lead them. So the moratorium that was there for the former directors not to run for office will be lifted when they get out of court and go to the farmers and seek office. Farmers' issues are not decided in court, they are decided at the factory. That is where they are. Go to the AGM there and seek mandate from the farmers and tell them you want to lead them and you want to manage their affairs, and they'll consider and they'll allow you if they think you are suitable. But taking farmers to the High Court, to the Court of Appeal, I think it's unfair, it's not right. And when you look at these issues being canvassed in court, they have nothing to do with the farmer. None of those litigants has the interest of the farmer at heart. They want to protect their turf. They want to have their say in decision making, not to the interest of the farmer, but to the detriment of the farmer. So we will be saying we are willing to allow everybody to seek for office, because this country of ours is a democratic country, and everybody has a right to seek for whatever office you want to in the land, including being a director in a factory owned by farmers. But let us agree that farmers' issues will be sorted at the factory, not in a court of law. So you cannot be at the factory and at the courtroom at the same time. You just have to make a decision where you want to be. And I think once we do that, we would want the elections for KTDA factories to take place. The government will supervise, will make sure we provide security and everything to allow the farmers to freely and democratically choose their directors so that they represent their interests and they are accountable to the tea farmer for the orderly running of the industry. So mimi nimeshukuru sana 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 sana, and I want to say that we are together. The President and I are available for consultation anytime we are required, and I agree with the last speaker, we need to work on quality, because quality is very, very, very important. But again, you know, quality is also informed by the incentives that we give the farmers. They go hand in hand. When the farmers get a good price, they are motivated to also, you know, apply the inputs and take care of the tea bush. So the two go together. So even as we ask the farmers to improve on quality, we in the leadership, in the subsector, must go out of our way to make sure that we pay the farmers well, so that they are motivated and they feel that they are doing the right thing and they are energized. And as long as the farmers are motivated, they are energized, they will produce not just good quality but also huge quantities. So mimi nimeshukuru sana sana sana, asanteni sana. May God bless you and bless you abundantly. Asanteni sana. Thank you very much.